It's just so weird. It's ridiculous.
She never stops whining.
I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers. Slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
It was meant to be Meghan Markle's raw comeback. Barefaced, unscripted, and brutally honest. A stripped-down podcast promising truth, tears, and transformation. But the internet didn't just shrug. It exploded. Not from royal haters or press hit jobs, but from everyday listeners who called it out as fake, rehearsed, and painfully performative. Instead of redemption, she got roasted.
The voice is driving me crazy and I'm about to jump over there and put my fists down your throat.
I think the woke have been asleep.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird. It's ridiculous.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Well, if Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
The tears, bone dry, the stories, scripted to death, the vibe, so fake it hurt. And just when things couldn't get more awkward, Bill Maher stormed in like a wrecking ball. He didn't critique her, he obliterated her. Maher said what the public had been silently screaming, that the whole act reeked of elite victim cosplay. Overnight, the internet turned. The weepy mom persona exposed. The curated vulnerability shattered. Because beneath the sad girl narrative was something far colder. A PR power play masked as pain.
Email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
Dan, when you do interviews on your show, do you do the Jamie Kern-Lima reactions? Yes. Oh my God, there's something wrong with her.
They want it both ways. These people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention.
And the moment that carefully crafted mask cracked, it was like watching the entire Meghan Markle empire crumble in real time. The illusion shattered. The brand, bleeding credibility. Suddenly, the glossy facade gave way to something far more calculated, and the public wasn't having it. One slip, and the whole house of royal-flavored rebellion started burning down.
40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture, flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it her royal.
Maher wasn't dragging Meghan for clicks. He was voicing what the public had been side-eyeing for months, that her realness was just another costume, no more genuine than the crown she walked away from. And the timing? Brutal. Meghan had just dropped a tear-filled, makeup-free podcast episode with billionaire BFF Jamie Kern-Lima, marketed as the real her. But audiences weren't moved. They were suspicious. Then Maher stepped in and torched the illusion, tearing the veil off what looked less like vulnerability and more like a stage act gone wrong. She didn't come raw, she came rehearsed. And the act? Already falling apart at the seams.
So hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it.
And then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
The podcast promised raw and unfiltered. No glam, no gloss. Just Meghan stripped down. But the second the camera rolled, it was clear. This wasn't real. It was rehearsed. Her hair, perfectly styled, her skin, radiant like a skincare commercial. The lighting, straight out of a Netflix drama. Audiences clocked it instantly. If this was barefaced, what does she wear to the Met Gala? And Jamie Kern-Lima, less interviewer, more fangirl. You look exactly the same without makeup, she gushed. You're so beautiful. The whole thing spiraled into a vanity echo chamber, a love fest, not a deep dive. Every question led back to Meghan's personal brand, her pain, her struggle, her hustle. But instead of resonance, it reeked of spin. This wasn't a woman reclaiming her narrative. This was a soft focus rebrand in real time. And viewers weren't buying it.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off. They're at 2 different schools. So from 6:30 in the morning.
No one wants that, not the children. And also it sets this really unrealistic expectation, which Meghan is so good at doing for other parents.
And you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup. And we're just...
That's very...
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. Like she's completely camera ready. And she also is...
And just when things were starting to crack, Meghan made it worse. Mid-episode, a sweet photo flashed on screen, a gift basket with jam and ice cream. But it wasn't the treats people noticed. It was the card, signed Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Wait, what? That title's off limits. She's been told not to use it. Yet there it was, front and center, like nothing ever changed. A tiny detail that screamed one thing loud and clear. The royal act wasn't over.
She's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
I mean, Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
Critics pounced immediately. This wasn't sentiment, it was strategy. She wasn't stepping away from the crown, she was rewrapping it in prettier packaging. This wasn't Meghan, the woman. This was Meghan, the brand in full force. And that royal signature, not some slip-up, it was deliberate. The backlash was swift because you can't play the underdog while autographing gifts like you still rule the palace.
Yet she's a princess too, and Harry is slaying dragons to rescue her.
You know, look what we built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level. And what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Who's Harry rescuing her from? The family she abandoned before making him abandon?
Meghan laid out her daily chaos like a badge of honor. School runs, power meetings, heartfelt emails to her kids every night. She claimed 6:30 a.m. wake-ups and a non-stop schedule packed with back-to-back responsibilities. But instead of nods of empathy, the internet collectively rolled its eyes. Because let's be real, this isn't grit. It's luxury dressed up as hustle, privilege in a ponytail pretending to be overwhelmed.
During promotion for Suits, she was joking with one of the photographers that she can cry on command. Left eye, go. And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of.
She speaks like she's drowning in chaos, but conveniently skips over the full-time nanny, personal assistants, and the $14 million Montecito estate. And those nightly emails to Archie and Lilibet, sweet on paper. Until you picture your teenage kids scrolling through 6,000 unread I love yous from mom. That's not connection. That's curated motherhood. But the real kicker? Every story, every sigh, somehow circled back to her brand. She wasn't giving a glimpse into her life. She was staging a sales pitch. That hard life narrative, glossy, scripted, and landing with a thud.
Just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim, when there's nothing to be a victim about, and there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's...
Yeah. But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
Meghan's Netflix special, where she played the barefoot, jam-making Duchess, was a flop from the start. Viewers immediately spotted the fakeness. She couldn't even cut a strawberry without looking awkward. And those dried flower petals on scrambled eggs? Peak Pinterest nonsense. To make matters worse, her product orders were delayed for weeks, and Goop passed on collaborating, calling her too divisive. Her Time Summit speech? A string of empty words about magic and joy that turned into meme fodder. Critics slammed her for sounding like an AA life coach, and rumors swirled that her PR team bought the speaking gig for optics, not merit. Meanwhile, Harry threw his own family under the bus in a BBC interview, turning his father's cancer battle into a guilt trip. Supporters turned against him. Playing the victim while raking in Netflix cash doesn't scream bravery, it screams betrayal. And then, Meghan's perfect tear during the podcast? It looked genuine until people remembered her Suits promo where she bragged about crying on command. The illusion of authenticity was shattered. What was supposed to be a comeback turned into a PR disaster. The forced vulnerability, staged speeches, and Pinterest parenting were too much. When even Bill Maher called her exhausting and inauthentic, it became clear Meghan's reinvention was a flop. The public doesn't want royalty in disguise, they want real. And Meghan just couldn't deliver. Now, the question remains, can she survive the backlash, or is her brand finally done? The drama is far from over. Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more heated takedowns. See you next time!